happy day. Today is day 153 of my new adventure. What's she up to now? Just documenting how I'm transitioning from the traditional brick and mortar corporate America world lifestyle that the vast majority of us are in to the online world, the world of online business, online endeavors, just having an online presence, and the direction that that will take me in my life. I have grown up in the traditional way of, grow up, do well in school, study hard, go to college, get a job, work hard, live a long life. Well, I grew up believing that I would have one job in a really good corporation and then I would retire. But of course, by the time I actually graduated from college and started my career, that paradigm and that reality was long since gone. And that's even more true today than it was when I graduated from college, which was a long, long time ago now. So what am I up to now? How am I working towards succeeding as an online entrepreneur or an online business person? Well, I just got back from a couple days at the cabin for relaxation and rejuvenation, and it was marvelous, except for the bear on the trail I had just been on when I came into the cabin. We saw a big black bear that was lumbering right across the exact trail that I had just been on, which made me a little nervous because I know that there's bears and wild animals where I live and where I walk every day, but I just never really think about them. It's kind of like snakes. And then you see one in the grass and you're like, I'm freaked out about snakes for about 6 months after I see one at the state park. Same thing with this bear. I'm not super freaked out, but a little bit freaked out because he wasn't just a little baby bear. He was like a big bear. And I'm sure he wouldn't want anything to do with me, but you never know because I had to actually really think about what would I have done if I had been out on the other end of the field, because I go for a walk along these big groomed trails and fields around the cabin. What would I have really done if that bear had come up to me, because I didn't have anything. I just had me walking around with I don't think I even had an empty cup of coffee yesterday. So it was just going to be, I could have sung. I would have just sung at him. That would have just knocked him in his tracks dead, because singing, not really my thing. That's my only weapon. I could have sung at the poor bear. So that was pretty exciting yesterday. That was kind of fun and exciting. But I'm glad I didn't see him on the path and that I saw him from the safety of the cabin and the window. But that reminds us, sometimes there are forces outside of us and in nature and in the environment that we've chosen to be in that we are not aware of, that could be very dangerous to our businesses and to our health. And I like to think that because I don't worry about some of them sometimes, they're less likely to impact me and less likely to affect me. For example, if I worry and fret and watch the news and every little up and down in the economy and the environment and in business and in the government, I would never, ever have had the courage to strike out on my own and start my own businesses. I would never even have started the first one had I known all of the things that go on in the world and all of the things that can happen or may happen or could happen, but most of the time they don't. I think that a lot of times we human beings get paralyzed by fear of what could happen or worry and doubt over what might happen, even though the probability of it happening is slim to none. And we're the only creature on the planet that does that. We're the only ones that do that. And so if you've ever had an idea and you've been afraid to start, it's probably because you're overthinking it. And now, I'm a huge believer in planning, and I'm not talking detailed plans, but having an outline of a plan of what you're going to do, why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it to start, because you're going to know that your plans are always going to change. I think one of the best qualities and the best things you can have as a business person is the ability to be open-minded and flexible. You have to know that the world is changing all the time, and you either change along with it and grow and continue to evolve, or your business won't survive. It just simply won't. And that's not true of just the online world. That is true of any type of business or any type of endeavor. Anything that you want to do, you have to be willing to continually improve and learn and grow and get the skills that you need to become the person that can lead whatever it is that you're trying to lead. And that's as true in a church group or an after-work sports team or whatever. Anything that we want to do, we have to be willing to always be getting better and improving our skills so that we can add value to the situation and to the people that are involved in it. So yesterday I got back and I began a series of, and I'm going to break it into a series of demonstrations, otherwise it gets to be too long. Some people can pull off, some people can pull off a 3 to 5 hour training session all in one sitting. I don't want to. I want to break it down into kind of bite-sized pieces. And I think the first one was about 45 minutes yesterday. And all I did was I recorded. I'm teaching a group of amazing people the book Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson. We're walking through what I've learned by putting this into my life and into several other people's businesses to help them to grow. And I thought, okay, I've done this a bunch of times now. Instead of having to teach every group and every individual that I come in contact with it, what if I create a web class and a web series? And it's actually a full-fledged coaching program and mastermind around the topics in this book. I think we're on about day 50 because I'm breaking into bite-sized daily pieces. And it's still interesting to see where people are in the training because we do weekly mastermind calls. And certain people are far along. Actually just had 2 people finish it and are through the program and ready to launch their webinars this month. And so they don't really need a ton of coaching anymore. We'll just do little things and tweaks along the way. But then I have other people that are, I think one is still on page 17, which is way at the beginning of the book. And that's okay. We're all different. We roll through it. And part of my experiment was, will people actually be able to do a bite-sized piece every day? And again, some people will, some people won't. So it makes it really quick and easy for somebody that wants to just get the nuts and bolts to go through. And otherwise, it's very detailed for people that need more detailed discussion and instruction and activity sheets and to break it down and work through it. And I think it's, excuse me again, time for lemon water. So I'm working on that. But the actual webinar build, actually how to step-by-step edit the funnel, because I'm going to give everybody a share funnel. How to do that, I'm walking through in a series of videos. And I did the first one last night when I got home from the cabin. And then today I'll do another one. And I'm just going to do it, I want to go for like half-hour chunks. So people don't get too tired and too burnt out on it. And it's not too complicated. And I'll be honest, I should have planned the entire thing out ahead of time and then done it, but I didn't. I'm doing it exactly how I actually go in and build a funnel and exactly how I do it so that people can see. And my way might not be for everybody, but I'm sure, I guarantee my way is not for everybody because I don't even claim to do it the best or most efficient or fastest or easiest way or anything. I'm just demonstrating my way, and then people can take that and make it their own, and they'll figure out what works for them. But I want to show them every shortcut and everything that I've figured out along the way so they don't have to go and start reinventing the wheel and learn it all themselves. Because the way I'm going to demoing this is a culmination of my 1.5 years delving into the ClickFunnels software, becoming a certified partner, learning how to do it, learning what works, what doesn't work, learning what you have to remember that nobody tells you about because there isn't like a clear step-by-step instruction manual of all the details of hooking everything together and making sure that it works and testing it. And so I'm walking through the entire actual process I use when I launch one of these funnels and do one of these funnels, the webinar funnel specifically, the live webinar funnel I'm doing for myself, and I'm doing it for myself for one of my businesses as I walk through and demonstrate so they can see, okay, this is a real example. And then we'll be able to check and see and test. And this isn't my primary business, but it's one I'm doing because I want to demonstrate step by step by step how you would do it, starting from scratch, to create a new live webinar funnel. So then we can actually test and we can watch the statistics and see how it performs as I roll it out. And that's what I do for my business clients. This is exactly the process and exactly the funnel I start with, and then edit for them and make work for them. And you can too. Use it for your business and do it for you. So that's what I'm working on today. I'll do another part of that for sure, maybe 2, but probably only 1. I think 1 a day keeps it more energized and fresh. I also will do, I've got some scripting and catch-up lessons to do for the background information for the coaching program that goes along with the book, Expert Secrets. And I will finish those. I don't guarantee I'll finish those up today, but I'll definitely make major progress on those today. Based on the people that are done with me through it, I got a little feedback, and so I want to make some tweaks and changes to that to make sure it's a little bit more clear and concise. Again, a continually improving project. I want to make it better and better every time I get feedback on it so that it's easy for people. Again, starting a business, doing a business, learning a new skill, it's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it. So that's what I'm working on today. That and coaching call catch up, because when you're gone for a few days, and I was in a pretty remote area, everything doesn't always come through, and I want to make sure everybody knows that I'm still here for them. So that's it. Go out and make it a fantastic day. That is my call for action. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.